about that. And as much as I keep saying, we talk about all these stars, and there's still more to talk about who can have an impact on the race. Number 3, Come and See, Brett. She can get out like the clappers. So as much as she may not be as fast as some of these dead set rockets, at least from an early split point of view, she can have an impact.
It's a proper short course rating. This greyhound's led her last 3 starts. They're really good splits at Geelong as well. So look, there's no room for error now, should there be. There's 50,000 up for grabs. It's going to be a cracking race, and it could well be decided in the first 30 to 40 metres.
100% it will be, and they're not far away from finishing off here at Melton. So we won't have a whole heap of time to carve into this short course race on Sky One, but it's a ripping contest, and I tell you what, Sky will be with us shortly, and even sooner this race will be over with some of the rockets a part of this. A look at the market: Dapper Chap $1.95, Sharapova Star $2.80, Next Best Mapunga Sage $11 from box 6 as they cross the line at Melton. I'll take a breath, and Sky Racing 1 will be on board in a matter of seconds.
Sharapova Star at 270, Mapunga Sage at 10, Percy's at 13, Lochinvar Thorn 14. Come and see.
Here at Bendigo, the next race here is the Champion Short Course, and I tell you what, the fireworks will be absolutely exploding in this race. It is full of early speeds, and the market tells us that it is a match race between the 4 Sharapova Star and the 8 Dapper Chap. Corey Smith, you firstly, who wins?
Earlier on in the week, Dapper Chap was $3.70. I was willing to take him. Now he's $2, and Sharapova Star's drifting. I've switched. I'm with Sharapova Star. Plenty of pressure in this race. My numbers 4, 8, 2 and 6. Sharapova Star's the one that's been there and done that. She looks hard to beat.
Brett Honey, the intensity in this one is going to be through the roof.
This race is box office patch. I've gone 8, 4, 5, 6. I've got Dapper Chap on top. He's certainly getting short enough now. I just thought from the outside he'd get a bit of room to operate. I think he can sail across and lead all the way. I've got Sharapova Star in for an obvious second selection. She can lead this race. She's going to be very strong over a distance like this. One that could be worth a look at a bit of value here. Greyhound number 5, Percy. Very good form here at Bendigo early in his career. He could have a say early doors. I've gone 8, 4, 5, 6. Dapper Chap on top. There's no room for error here, Patch.
Great contest, and the first 20 metres here is going to be absolutely crucial. Here's Dan for the Pink Diamond Short Course.
Moving into the boxes, just about set to go. This is a quarter-mile drag race. The dragster's about to go, the fastest in the state. They're ready, race 7. Ready. And away, fast out was Come and See, speed from Dapper Chap, and now My Name's Eden driving through. Doongala Rocket right there into the first quarter. Just check Mapunga Sage. Sharapova Star tried to get through, but Dapper Chap found the lead. Percy got shuffled to last. Dapper Chap in front. Doongala Rocket the only danger, then Mapunga Sage, but it's Dapper Chap. Dapper Chap too fast again, beat Mapunga Sage, and third in Doongala Rocket. They race clear on Come and See, who's held third. Then came Lochinvar Thor. Sharapova Star couldn't get through, neither could Percy or My Name's Eden, and the time 23.588.
Dapper Chap wins. He was best back during the week, and he's saluted. Trained by Ned McDonald, owned by the Holmes family, including Daryl Holmes. Now, we got a text from Daryl before saying nothing wrong with Carlton supporters. No, there's not, Daryl, and there's nothing wrong with your boy Dapper Chap. Here's Ethan with Ned McDonald.
Well, you said pre-race, Ned, that you got the draw you wanted, and he did everything that could have been asked of him, couldn't he?
Yeah, he actually come down a little bit too soon on the corner. I thought he was going to cost himself, but no, he's got a good will to win. He's a good chaser, and when he got to his position, he put him away. He ran 12.36 on the way home, so hit the line good.
Okay, so maybe not everything that could have been asked of him, but 23.59, it doesn't really matter what's asked of him. As long as he's running that time, everything's all right.
Yeah, no, 100%, mate. He's gone super, wrapped.
He came out of the Pink Diamond Maidens last year of Traumatised, good little form line, and he's come back and returned a winner this year. He's turned the tables, and now he's going home a winner. What's next for him? He's obviously got a lot of ability. What have you got planned out for him?
Nah, we just take it one run at a time. We'll sit down and have a look at the calendar and see what's on, but he's really good on these one-turn tracks, and there might be a race coming up in the near future that we can target.
How's your working relationship with Scott and Daryl? Do they let you have a go in terms of where you want to take him? Do they have the input? What's the relationship like?
No, Daryl's good. He's like, he sort of lets you run your own race, but he's also good there. He's a good mentor. Between him and my dad, they've been in the dogs for nearly 100 years between them. So if I can't work it out between them two, I'm not doing too well.
No, fair enough. Well, you've got a good support network there and plenty of good heads. So congratulations, mate. Go and enjoy the win.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Huge win. Dapper chap, supported well in the market, and duly salutes. A nice winner for Ned McDonald.
100%, and I expect not a great result for the bookmakers out there. And lovely moment there. Ned McDonald celebrating with Tina Woman and getting a congratulations and a shake of the hand from Rayman himself in Paula Bella. It was a hot contest, Smithy, and Sharapova Star was last to begin, which I don't think anyone could have predicted. But Dapper Chap minded his own business out in box 8 and was able to get the job done.
I think she found out that I'd switched my selection to her. You can advocate for me here, Patch. I had punting versus tipping written at the bottom of my notes. Originally had 8-4-2-6. I saw 370 into $2, and I thought I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to make sure that I thought Dapper Chap started as overs, and then I thought he was unders. He gets the job done. So sometimes you're better off just going with the dog that you had on top in the original selection. And Dapper Chap, as Ned said, probably came across a little bit earlier in the race than I thought he would from that wide draw. But it doesn't matter when you run those sort of times and you get that clear air, which Sharapova Star just didn't get. That's probably the worst she's begun in a very long time. And it happened on the big stage, which is unfortunate. But I'm sure that she's still got a few race wins in her. Otherwise, maybe she goes and bees a broody when she comes on season shortly, and she'll be throwing some rockets herself.
Yep, and Brett, you mentioned earlier on how wide draws here at Bendigo aren't too bad. He was able to run a pretty straight line from there, and that's what won him the race.
Yeah, it probably was key because he only began fairly himself. So getting that little bit of room did allow him to soar down the outside. It's a nice long run to that first turn here at Bendigo. So really good performance. Had to do it the hard way in a sense. But yeah, Sharapova Star just missed the start. And as we said before the race, there was just so much talent in that race that there was no margin for error, which probably makes that beginning look probably even worse than what it actually was as well. So I'm not going to certainly be sacking Sharapova Star off that. She's a star. She's been one of my favourites since coming over to Victoria, but it was Dapper Chap's night, and that was a really good run.
And Mapunga Sage, Gordy running second, and Doongala Rocket third, Come and See in fourth. So Dapper Chap wins the Pink Diamond Champion Sprinter Final for 2026. And as much as we take the mickey out of Daryl Holmes, Smithy, he's a Ken Carr medalist. He's an absolute icon of this game. And I'm sure everyone's happy for him and his family to win another feature race.
One of the nicest blokes that I've met in greyhound racing. And I actually ran into him a few weeks ago, Patch.
Where?
I was on my way down to see the folks down at the where I grew up, down at Coronella. And I stopped in at the Cooey-Rup Butcher to get a few snags to chuck on the barbie. And I look over and there's the Ken Carr medalist. The Ken Carr medalist just standing there in the Cooey-Rup Butcher. So I had a good chat to him, and he's a ripping fella, even if he is a Carlton supporter. I feel like I'm surrounded by him at the moment with Brett here and the Dazzler watching at home. But it's a good performance from Dapper Chap, and I think it takes someone with a fair bit of comfortability in their own skin to be able to go, you know what, I'm ready to just transition into a different stage of my greyhound participant life. Ned McDonald is a fantastic young trainer on the rise, and Daryl's just said, I've got a couple of handy ones, but Ned, I reckon you can take him to the next level as well.
And just so I can get more insight on the person that is D Holmes, do you remember what he ordered at the butcher?
I think it was stuff for the dogs. So
Okay.
as it is with most greyhound participants, they prioritise their greyhounds.
Wasn't any low-fat sausages or anything like that?
No, none of that
Good.
sort of operation. That certainly wasn't me either. I was going for the full-fat snags. But it's not a bad butcher, actually, at Cooey-Rup. I enjoyed the sausages there, and I think whatever Daryl is feeding these dogs as he's rearing them, doing a fantastic job. And that Dapper Chap just is the result of all that there tonight.
100%. So Ned McDonald as well, as Smithy mentioned, a great young trainer in this caper, obviously from really strong bloodlines. He's decided to take on this caper in his own right, and he's probably a fitting winner on this night, actually. As much as he has been guided throughout his training career, it's still a big decision to make, to invest your whole career at such a young age into this caper, and he deserves all the success he gets for making such a big call like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And even when you interview him, you can tell he knows what he's talking about. You can tell everything's well thought out. He gives dogs time. He maps out their racing program race by race, but still has an eye on the future as well, and still looks at what's upcoming. And he's doing a fantastic job. And you can see why Ned McDonald's going to be winning plenty of these races moving forward. And how about the young trainers coming to the fore tonight? I think that's been the theme of the night, Brett.
Great point.
So far, there's these young brigade, of which you are one. I'm probably not anymore. I'm getting a little bit longer in the tooth, but it's good to see these young units that are doing fantastic things in greyhound racing.
Yeah, it's great to see, and it's also needed for the sport, for us to keep growing as a sport and keep moving forward, to see some of these young trainers doing so well. And we've seen Ned McDonald's name pop up on plenty of these feature nights over in recent years. So congratulations to him. That was a great performance. And yeah, the dog had to do it the hard way tonight, didn't lead straight away. And I think that won't be the last time we hear of Ned McDonald at nights like this.
And Brett, with this evolution of Dapper Chap throughout this Pink Diamond series, he's probably going to play a fair role in all of the country cups coming up across Victoria.
Yeah, I understand. That's one of the great things about Victorian racing is these country cups that pop up. You know, not too long ago we saw Dewana Star down there at Warrnambool take out that race. Plenty of options for this greyhound, and I don't think stepping up over 425 metres is going to be a major problem either. We've got, they probably go up to about 485 at Horsham's, the longest of those country cups. So, look, he's going to be a superstar over these one-turn tracks, Dapper Chap. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does over the next 12 months.
All right, that's a wrap of the Champion Short Course Final, and we're only 12 minutes away from the night's main event. It is the Pink Diamond Champion Sprinter Final, where, of course, we see some of the big guns of Victorian greyhound racing a part of this. One like Dramatical, of course, is an Australian Cup winner. Dewana Star's a recent Group 1 Harrison Dawson winner. Then you got the likes of Crackerjack Ralph, who's coming through the ranks, and a number of others. Conceivable goes well in his own right too. So a lot to carve through in this race. Let's take a look at the performance of Dramatical last